What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ Review, and we have a bad guy in Jessica Jones. I think. I think Salinger's our bad guy. It's probably a misdirection. There's probably a bigger bad guy out there, but I think Salinger's the guy. So this is my recap of episode 4 of season 3 of Jessica Jones. Um, I don't know. There's some interesting stuff going on here to be certain, but I'm a little bored. To be honest with you, I was a little bored this episode. Um, very, I don't know. You leave the city, you go to the suburbs, and you find Sal, the granny gangster, who's tying weights to people who couldn't pay their debt and throwing them in the swimming pool. And her grandson is doing the same with his dolls. I don't know. That's kind of funny. But yeah, this episode finally saw Jess find her stabber. Her stabber is a guy named Salazar who basically gets his jollies hurting, killing superpowered people. And his response to her was, "I am so far above you." She faced him and couldn't do anything about it because he had plan A, he had plan B, he had plan C. He was ready for her. So I really think this is an interesting bad guy in the sense that his mission is to level the playing field. Get rid of the super people. Get rid of the super people so criminals can go back to being criminals, I guess. I don't know. Um, so yeah, that was really interesting. And I love that Jess was able to track him down, and I love that she couldn't do anything about it when she did. That sets up a nice conflict later. Trish, still don't like Trish at all. Still don't like her at all. I like the fact that Jess reached out to her at the end of the episode to set up a team up, but I'm just not a big fan of this character. Not a big fan of, I don't know, just, it was nice that she rescued Eric from Sal, and that set up Sal walking out of Jess's life, because, not Sal, that set up Eric walking out of Jess's life. You know, the whole, "I'm sorry you have to do this alone, Jessica," that was cool, that was a nice touch. I don't know if it makes Eric endearing or not, but I don't know. I feel like that was a real moment that somebody in his position might or say. Um, Trish just bothers me still. I don't know, like the scene with her fighting Sal and his men, that was all fine, and she accidentally impales Sal, and she feels massive. You know, she obviously felt massive guilt over that because she made the phone call. But then she goes to Malcolm. Why? Why go to Malcolm? I don't know. It's like we've got to have all these characters intertwined and they we have to have their paths crossing because it's a Marvel show, it's a comic book show. I don't know. Um, yeah, just don't like her character. Just don't like it. She is so eager to show people what she can do that it makes her unlikable, in my opinion. Malcolm's story continues to be interesting. Um, he kind of pressed Hogarth hard for a raise, for a position, all for information on Peter, Kith's husband. Um, again, he's not a good person. Malcolm is not a good person. There are no good people in this show. But that was kind of I don't know if that's called an endearing moment. It's a moment that endeared me to him. Where I'm like, I understand his motivation. Hogarth is going to ruin this guy's life. She's going to ruin Peter's life. Might as well get paid. I get that. I get that. Not saying I agree with it, not saying it's okay, but I get it. On the flip side, Hogarth is really eager to rekindle this love with Kith. They have a interesting moment at an opera. But then Hogarth is spurned. She's spurned again. She's put on the back burner again. When Peter calls, Kith's like, "Yes, darling, I'll come home. Let's watch that movie together." And I think that was the moment when Hogarth was like, "All right, I gotta take this guy out. All right, Malcolm told me that he's embezzling money from the school to give to the people he's having affairs with. I gotta take him out. Let's release this information." She even texts Malcolm, "Release the info." Here's the problem. That's not going to sit well with Kith. It's not. And Hogarth is a very selfish person. She's a very just a very self-centered, despicable person. And she's desperate right now because she's facing her own mortality. She's got a disease that's probably going to kill her. She's even borderline suicidal. So she's desperate to find that happiness. This path that she's on is going to destroy her relationship with her lover. And it's going to destroy her relationship with everybody else, with Malcolm and everybody else in her life as well. This is the most interesting character in the show right now, Hogarth is, because she is on this path of self-destruction that can't end anywhere good. Jess is still Jess. Trish is still annoying. Malcolm's still kind of a D-bag, but I get some of his motivations. Hogarth is a bad person. She's a bad person. She's, like I said, she's self-centered, selfish, she has control issues, she's a bad person. But her story is interesting. Eric is kind of just a background character. Don't care much about what happens with him. His superpower, this is his superpower. His superpower is he gets headache around jerks. He gets headaches around jerks. I get headaches around jerks. I get headaches around bad people. I guess I'm superpowered. Nah. This episode had some really entertaining stuff in it. Had some really nice moments, but for the most part, I was bored in this episode. It's time to turn it around. It's time to get some momentum again. The stuff at Sal's house was fun. But right now, so much of the story relies on Trish, a character that I'm bored with, a character I don't like, a character that can go away as far as I'm concerned. And I feel like she's going to play a huge role from here on out. And that's kind of depressing. So overall, I'm still enjoying this season. This episode kind of took some steam this episode kind of took some wind out of my sails for Jessica Jones season 3. I feel like there's a good story there and that they can turn it around, but this episode, let's make something happen. Let's make something happen. So that's where I'm at. It's time for something to happen. I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for being here, where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Take a second, please, and hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 100 subscribers. And as always, I appreciate you being here, where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you later.